Welcome to the bold analysis, ladies and gentlemen. Fred Okengo Matiang'i made a triumphant entry in JKIA today amidst the public outrage against the Kenya Kwanza administration, and the majestic reception in JKIA airport is pointing to a big tsunami that is going to tilt the scales in the next 2027 general election. And in this podcast, I want us to analyze, of course, that reception amidst Gen Z revolt, and at the same time, we show you why President William Ruto is facing his worst political tsunami the next 2 years. Kindly subscribe to our channel. This is Steve. Steve suffered stroke 2 days after the mother died and was buried. So the mother, Eunice, we supported Eunice in this channel in March. However, when Steve called me, this 15-year-old boy, who is a Form 2 student, when he called me last week, the information I got is that the mother whom we had helped here had succumbed and passed on. But at 15 years, Steve suffered stroke. And my team has been in JKIA taking him through the medication, and was actually taken to now to Aga Khan in Kisumu, where is now being managed. And tomorrow I'm supposed to make my way also there, so that I can also take to Steve a wheelchair that is needed, that we're going to supply to him tomorrow. Of course, due to this condition, he had suffered bed sores. So the doctors are still managing his condition, so that we can look at what exactly it can put, what exactly can make him be able to rise from that bed and walk again, so that he can resume his studies. And that is why we are reaching out to you to help us. Kidogo kidogo hujaza kibaba. The whole medication is going to be a 6 months program. It's going to be 6 months, but we believe that we will walk the journey with this boy starting from now. We will finish the fundraiser by tomorrow evening, but we want to believe that even throughout the 6 months journey that we are looking at, 6 months later, we should come back with a big testimony that God has done something and this boy is walking. I believe it is possible. I believe it is possible. So help us. You kidogo mepata. We believe it will go a long way. Ladies and gentlemen, Matiang'i arrived in JKIA, and after spending, remember he was in America, where he had gone to resign from his World Bank job, so that he could come back home and focus on the 2027 presidential bid. I am paying a lot of attention on Matiang'i, because when he left and went to the US, he's been criticized as a man who is away getting the soft side of life, while the other opposition politicians are facing the rough tide in our local politics. And it will be interesting on how Matiang'i navigates this space, a political space that is dirty, and a man who is really seen as professional, career lecturer, and a career civil servant, how he's going to navigate the political space. Remember, he is not a politician. For him, he's a servant. And at the JKIA, all those people who got wind of arrival of Matiang'i milled around reception chanting, Ruto must go. But what then really made me a bit interested in him is the kind of speech he made there. Of course, that was his second arrival. Last time when he arrived, it was low-key. That was last month in May when he arrived. It was a low-key event. But instead of going through the hype, he actually made a speech that really sets the tone on what his campaigns are going to look like. And I would want us to listen to this speech because I want to make some key political observations from that speech.
Thank you so much. Excellent. Now is the time for us to have conversations one with another about the future of our country and try the best we can to be as orderly as we can ever be. That's why I was saying earlier, because this is the airport and usually the airport is a security place, we will be brief here so that we don't make it difficult for these wonderful people to manage the airport. Because you see, this is also the entry point to our country. And we must make it easier for those who are visiting us and those who are coming into our country to get in peacefully and go on with their business. I want us to organize a meeting. That's why I was looking for you, Angel. I want us to organize a meeting with all of you guys, leaders, within the next few days so that we can get together and talk and now plan things together. Thank you. I am, of course, really pained and saddened by the things that are happening in our country right now. And you know, when you look at what's happening, we don't have to go through. We are all one family in our country. However you think, however you play your politics, our country must always be one country, one family, and all of us must find a way of engaging one with another. Sometimes it's about the livelihood of our people, it's about the lives of our people, as you have seen this week, the stability and security of our country. The problems we have do not discriminate. You know, people are suffering, whether they are supporting the party in power or they are supporting parties out of power. The suffering and the challenges are across the board. Isn't that the reason why we should do everything we can to ensure that now we focus on the survival of our country?
Thank you.
And we focus on ensuring that we change the lives of our people. As for me, I want to assure you 100%. You can trust me. I am going to spend all my time on this. I want us to see how we can find solutions to the challenges that we face. That's why you have not had me making negative statements and so on. Because as I always tell you, my brothers and sisters, negative energy has no returns. Let us focus on solutions, finding solutions to our problems. Half of our problems have nothing to do with money. They have to do with management and leadership. We are better people. We have sufficient capacity in the country to manage the country better. And let us all now cross ranks, come together, focus on solutions to the problems we face. Not the people, not the solutions. Let's focus on solutions. Na tujipange, waambie watu wetu tafadhali Gen Z, we can do as much as we want, but if we are not registering and preparing to vote, we have not succeeded. So the drive is, we register, we vote, we prepare ourselves to participate effectively and in a quality manner in the forthcoming electoral process. Mengine tutaongea tukiwa pamoja, lakini I want to thank you very sincerely.
So Matiang'i is up to something. And for him, he is putting his tone. He's putting his speech out there. What exactly Matiang'i stands for. So before I analyze that speech, I also, you will understand that again, contrary to the other coming, that was really hyped, and you could see Jubilee leader Jeremiah Kioni and a host of other leaders from Gusii milling around him. This time round, he decided that that reception is not going to have those many leaders who normally come, and then they become the point of conversation, who is there, who is not there. I remember there was one nominated, Orwoba, nominated senator who even had to lose her position as a nominated senator simply because she attended Matiang'i's arrival at the airport. So I think from that, he is already, and I think the PR team that are working around him, we were told there was a Canadian firm that was hired to work on his PR and fundraising that are working around him, was so keen on how they want to brand Matiang'i. And he wanted just to be received by the people, devoid of the theatrics of leaders attending. Now look at that speech. 3 quick and keen observations. His arrival, it is not just a coincidence that is arriving amidst Gen Z protest against police brutality. And in a calculated move, he was talking to the young people and saying, we can do all the other things, but we must not lose sight and lose focus of the need to get the right tool, and that is the voter's card. Remember, he had a choice. He's chosen the choice of words. Matiang'i's candidature, I can authoritatively say it started last year in June. When those Gen Zs were protesting, they're actually saying they want Matiang'i. So probably it's from there that developed. However, he has a lot of work to do just to convince the country that, of course, everyone, people are feeling, yes, they really need a big change. But of course, with the challenges of coalitions, you will have to mingle with other characters who maybe people might have reservations here and there. And these other politicians might also have their interests that really needs a lot of sacrifice to coalesce around Matiang'i. But all this will look at how he's going to run his politics in the next few days, in the next few months, if not 2 years. The second observation is a unique message on the unity narrative against the tribal tide. I think President Ruto speaks about some fake unity because the president's unity is only explained in the context of broad-based, and broad-based in the context of having Raila Odinga. That is the understanding of the unity that the president teaches. But then, Matiang'i seemed to be preaching a unity based on issues. That let us be united, and let us be peaceful, and let us be united and coalesce around ideology, not around people. And he is also saying that is why he's avoided the confrontational bravado with the current administration. Because what he seemed to be saying as to whether he's going to navigate this space using that, it's a matter of wait and see. But it seemed to be a different breed of politics that I'm not so sure whether the country is going to take. But I wish the country buys in. Matiang'i is also cutting a unique political messaging niche. I think throughout that speech, he's not mentioned anything to do with Ruto. Clearly, despite the fact that the trending topic is about a killing of Mwalimu Albert in BOMBSHELL and the brazen shooting of a hawker in Nairobi just within last 10 days, within the span of 10 days, he's decided to keep off that conversation. Clearly, he's pushing it to the president. And for him, he's saying, these things are here, but we need to have hope. Let's not lose hope in our country. And this is a strategic move because I think even the public relations teams around Matiang'i, one of the things they're juggling with is how they will weed out that narrative, or rather his scorecard, when he was in government. So the politics have started. Matiang'i is just arriving from US and is now, of course, he had joined the opposition benches. Jubilee Party is now been handed back to former President Uhuru Kenyatta and is putting itself in order. And DCP has also been launched, it is here. So what is the, and I see for me that looking at how he will run his politics, the country is yearning for some new blood. And these are my 4 observations as to why Matiang'i will actually bring a political tsunami. The first one is diaspora endorsement. I saw a video and you really love to listen to his speeches. I really appreciate it. There was a video that was sent to me by some of our subscribers from Texas. And the subscribers from Texas were so keen on, they were already telling me about Matiang'i's speeches there. I would want us to look at this.
Let us change our country and move forward. Because no one is going to do for us. And to do that, we don't have to quarrel with anyone. That's why I will not spend 1 minute attacking anyone, criticizing anyone, because negative energy has no thanks. And you know, all of you talented people know the power of positive thinking. Just think about the capacities we have, the energies we have, the blessings that we have, the people we have. There is nothing we cannot do in Kenya. There are no achievements we can register in our country if we are serious and committed to doing this. So that we pull together, as the national anthem says, let us come together one and all. And together, united, build this our nation together. Not lose this our nation together. Come together and build this nation so that we go forward and develop the country that God has given us. We have the capacity, we have the will, we can do this. Let us not accept to be divided. These stories we hear around, you know, and the things we are seeing in our country, people talk country, any negative comments, please tell them we have a better future coming and we're focusing on that future. We don't have time to wait. Any people are coming, others tell them we have no work to do, we don't have time to look at people's mistakes. In many cases, you know, after you have learned from people's mistakes, there's nothing more to do there. Let us go forward. Let's stop looking backwards and say, this is what happened in 2022 and it's gone. Let's move on to the next destination. And the next destination we are going is an opportunity. And the opportunity to build a stronger, better, resilient, much more organized country. But as we go forward, guided by the will of
Now, as he leaves, we also understand that the DCP party leader, Rigathi Gachagua, is also making his way to the US. And Ketu Waiguru, we understood, led a delegation of DCP party members to the US on the capacity of that party. And of course, one of the interesting observations I'm making around this is the party was just launched the other day, just last month, and now within a while, it's already getting traction, and it might really get some donor funding from the US. So with the fundraiser, with the DCP forays in the diaspora, I think opposition candidates might get a very good financial boost from foreigners, because of course that's one of the challenges that I can tell you that state will use. The state is using a lot of money. And so money is the tool used to drink the public. So if you just want to talk to people, it really needs a lot. Number 2, I'm looking at Mount Kenya is becoming more restless and a bit uncomfortable. And bravely, they're taking the stand to tell President when things are wrong. Not Matiang'i, Waiguru and Ndindi Nyoro are the latest to tell the president that, look here, the issue of police brutality is not going to be our standards of Kenya.
There is no leader with their insane mind who can support the abduction of our young people. And I do not support it. I don't support it. Sisi kila siku hapa kama viongozi kuna wale wanatutusi. Kutoka asubuhi mpaka jioni. Wanatutusi kutoka asubuhi mpaka jioni. Hatutumi watu wawashike. Because as a leader, you are expected to have a little bit more tolerance. If you have no tolerance, kama hauwezi kujicontrol, you do not qualify to be a leader. You don't. And so, I want to be very categorical on that matter. That it is extremely unfortunate that in this day and age, in a democratic republic, that we can have incidences where people can be taken from their homes, taken to a cell, and killed. And then we start passing the buck from one individual to another. Mimi nasimama na wale tunasema there must be accountability. And action must be taken. And that action must be taken not just because somebody has said, but we as the people of Kenya must see and believe that action has been taken.
The lives of Kenyans is sacrosanct. And as a leader, either elected or appointed in any position of government, it is the right of Kenyans to give their voice about the conduct of your office. They may criticize you because you are in a public office. It is despicable ya kwamba Mkenya anatoa malalamishi ati kurudisha mkono serikali inaondoa maisha ya huyo Mkenya. It is diabolical. It is very wrong. Na tunasema hawa watu wote, watu ambao wako kwa positions ya uongozi, we must respect the lives of Kenyans. Na hii mambo ya kutisha wa Kenya lazima ikome. It has to come to an end. If you feel the heat is too much when you are in a government office, you don't want to be criticized. You don't want Kenyans to give your opinions about your conduct. Safari ni moja tu. Sio Mkenya atanyamaza, ni wewe utaondoka kwa hiyo kiti. And let no one think, wacha mtu yeyote asifikirie ati vile walikuja wanatishatisha watu kwa viti, wanaweza tisha sisi. No one, mtu asitijaganye hata siku moja. Tumeona mengi. Tutaongea mambo ya nchi na lazima tutetee wa Kenya, na hiyo sio tafadhali.
Now, the other third aspect is the human rights violations. And before you look at that, I want to link it up, is the human rights violation is going to be in the next year's ballot. I can tell you, it's going to be in the 2027 ballot. For example, look at this. This video you're seeing here, put it in black and white because there's some bloodstains there. This is a 22-year-old boy from Ugunja known as Samuel Omondi. He suffered some serious injuries that needed attention with a bullet at the back, the spinal cord. And if it's not attended, and it's not been attended due to lack of a specialist, according to one of the informers about this, they've said 7 bullets have been removed so far. And of course, that is not verified, but they're saying, let's just say bullets have been removed so far. But there is one particular one that requires more effort and a bit more delicate. And apparently, specialists all over the country are in Mombasa for some training. This boy can't walk, can't sit, and in so much pain. Sam kept crying while examining how he was shot several times in the back. He says it's the same police officer who shot Boniface. Still unconfirmed though. He had shortly before shooting himself shooting asked him why he was hurling tear gas canisters at them. Shortly down, not to stand, he was shot down. I have the contacts, and of course I'll try to follow up on this case probably later on next week after we are done with the boy. Police ranks are feeling the pressure and even coming out making confessions that their conduct is actually breaching their social contact with the people.
Hi everyone. Today I want to talk to my fellow colleagues, my brothers, sisters in the service. So far, everything we are doing is good. But lately, we are getting headlines everywhere that police did something terrible for one reason or the other. I want you to reflect one thing. Sit down wherever you are, alone. Just think of where you came from. Just think the reason why you joined the police force. You went to the field for recruitment alone. Reason well known, because you know what you want. There are those people who joined this service because it is a calling. There are those people who joined this service because they had no other option. Please, I want you to reflect how many you are in that field of recruitment. And God made you succeed and become one of the servicemen. This country depends on you. We took an oath in office to protect life and property of every Kenyan wherever they are. The public demand a lot from us. We are here to give them services. The service that they want from us to perfection. Everybody knows that police are our protectors. You have a wife, you have children, you have parents who always look at you and they are proud of you. So if today we, the police officers, do contrary to what we're supposed to do, be a traumatizer to the society, the public will always run from us. We demand that the public respect us. We want the public to come back to us. How are they going to come back to us if you don't have the protection they need from us? We are making them run away from us. The confidence that we want them to come to have to us is gone.
So we have a long way to go. It will be interesting to see how Matiang'i runs his politics. But interestingly, at the context at the time the country is really raging against the president, he can benefit from that. Matter of wait and see. Thank you.